Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Through the Flames. I am Jess. I am your creator, and I've got my wonderful co-host Lisa joining me again this week. Thanks for being here.
Thank
We
you very much.
are excited. Yeah, we're excited, and also it's going to be a little chaotic. Going to be fully transparent. This moon in Pisces. It's in Pisces, yeah.
It's Pisces.
Is it's bringing a little bit of chaos and a little bit of emotions, lots of emotions running through both of us right now. And so we're along on this journey with you, regardless of whenever you find this episode. Just know that you're not alone, and we feel the chaos too. Um, we thought we would start this week with like the theme of like choosing yourself, and we both follow one of our favorite readers, Kelly, Divine Empress 333 on YouTube, Divine Empress Tarot 333, I think. Anyway, and she talked a lot about the divine feminine, how they have to start healing their heart space first. And we are kind of living that right now, where we are healing our heart space and working through all of the different chakras. Are there seven? Six, seven? I don't remember. Uh, but
Seven.
the divine feminine starts in that heart chakra. Okay, I thought so. And they work through the rest of those chakras. And the divine masculine actually starts with the root chakra, which I thought was really interesting. Um, and the reason why we start with that is, as we just found out a few minutes ago, because we have to heal that ability to receive so that we can nurture. Because if you're pouring from an empty cup, you can't take care of other people, right? Uh, you have to pour into yourself first, guys. You have to. And so, one thing that came up this week was, are you really truly choosing yourself? And I've been guilty of it. I have girlfriends that have been guilty of it, of saying, like, I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing myself. And then reflecting with somebody that they trust and saying, ooh, well, I'm choosing myself in 8 out of the 9 areas that we talked about. Doesn't that count? My Wi-Fi connection is unstable, so hang with me, guys. um, Lisa, have you experienced this in your life in any way that you want to talk about? No naming names.
Yeah, I'm not naming names. I just want to say that I'm both Pisces in 2 out of 3 of the most important, what's it
Your
called?
moon, yeah?
My moon is Pisces and also Venus is Pisces. So I've been all over the place today, and Jess knows, God, she knows how many ups and downs I've had today. But I'm feeling better now. And regardless, I can say that I have always, I think I said to you yesterday, Jess, that, well, I did choose me. I chose me many months ago. And I feel like I've been choosing me ever since. But I know for a fact I haven't. I know I've been very guilty of overgiving. Although I thought it was about giving to myself, it was really just me pouring into others in fear of losing them because that's what we do, isn't it?
That like is so true. Like I'm giving to others because it feels good. Like I feel good inside. So that's in turn giving back to me. That's the trap that so many of us fall into. Um, and that's totally valid, right? Like it's good to give it to others when you can. And it's important to step away when you can, and then it's important to receive, right? And that you want to talk about the queen of mastering the art of receiving. That has been the biggest lesson for me in the last year and a half is, hi, you still haven't learned how to receive. So we're going to take everything away from you some more so that you have to ask, so that you have to allow yourself to be helped. No, you still haven't learned it. So we're going to do it again. You still haven't learned it, so we're gonna do it again.
Well, it's like the
And
Wheel of Fortune. I don't remember who said this. Maybe it was Kelly. I can't remember. But if you look at the Wheel of Fortune, which is like the path you're on or the journey that the guides want you to be on, it rolls. So if you look at it like a bicycle wheel, and you keep putting branches into it by overgiving or by not learning your lesson, then the wheel will stop turning. And eventually the guys are just going to come here and say, okay, we're going to put you here now so that you can learn your lesson and stop doing this with the branch in the wheel. And we keep doing it, Jess. Why do we do that?
Why do we do that? What do you think?
Yeah, why do we do that? Old habits die hard. I don't know.
Because this is my suspicion. I am not a trained psychologist. I am not a trained anything other than me. But I believe that it is because the pain and uncomfortability that we know is more comfortable than the pain and uncomfortability that we don't. And it is easier
Yeah,
to keep repeating the same cycle and allowing ourselves to do the same thing, even if it hurts us, because we know how much it hurts and we know we'll heal from it, than to do something new and uncomfortable that we don't know if we'll heal from. But here's the thing, if it's our time to not heal, to die, then it's our time. And if it's our time to keep going, it's our time to keep going. And are we in control of that? No. So why not just embrace the ride and say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it's going to hurt, well, you know what? This hurts. So maybe this is a different kind of hurt that's easier to tolerate.
yeah. And just to clarify, she's not talking about real death. Jess is talking about the tarot
I
card
mean,
death.
but it's true though. Like if it's our time for our earthly bodies to go, then it's our time. We can't control it any more than we can control the cycles of the moon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We get this beautiful gift. I was talking with my amazing chiropractor this week, who is very spiritual and uh, works a lot on, well, it's nervous system regulation that we do. And I was telling her my theory that we are all sent here to reconnect with our higher spiritual beings, and to return to that like godlike state, right? Like being connected to God so highly that we are spiritual beings ourselves. And she said, yes, and I want you to look at it differently. What if it's not humans that get to experience spirituality? Maybe we're spiritual beings that get to experience a human time.
That's
And
an
I was like,
interesting
that's
theory.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Because every single one of us, you look at children and babies, every single one of us has spiritual gifts. And over time, we learn to shut those down. And I
Yeah.
think the journey of especially the divine feminine, because the divine feminine leads the way not only for their masculine, but for those around her, them, uh, is truly to reconnect with that.
Hmm. Well, it's an interesting theory and it's really hard to get to. Especially because, I mean, every time you try to guide me, Jess, every time I'm down, it feels like we have like down periods every second time. So I have a very bad day and Jess is on the top, and then we just swap places. But when you keep telling me things, it's one out of two. It's one, something you ask me to make me remember that I have to love myself, or it's two, I hear you, but I don't know how the fuck to do this. And that's really hard because when you're on a journey and you like you know what you should be doing, but you don't know how to get to the next stage, that's really hard. And you keep like asking your guides or asking whatever you believe in, your God, what is my next step on this journey? I don't know how
Mhm.
to get there. How do I turn into the butterfly, as you keep telling me these days? How do I learn to use my wings? I have no idea how to do that.
So I have two thoughts. And the first one had to do with the we keep swapping, right? And I recently did a mud obstacle course, 5K. And with it, there are several obstacles that are literal, like it's a pit that has muddy water, and then it's a mound of dirt that is all muddy from all the water splashing up on it, and you have to climb over it. And it is so slippery that you have to pull each other up and help them over. And I pictured, as you were saying that, one of us coming over and pulling the other one behind us. And we just rotate who gets to pull the other one up and over. The second thought had to do with what you just said. What is my next step? And I think this is a common mistake based on my experience that I've observed that all of us do is thinking that we have to know the answer. Because the whole point of the divine feminine is surrender, the entire
Yeah.
point. And I have spent months saying, what is my soul purpose? What is my soul purpose? What is it? What is it? What is it? And it wasn't until this last week that I go, oh, that's me clinging. That's me trying to control. That's me trying to like, I have to know the answer. I have to know the answer. I don't have to know the answer. I don't have to know the answer. It's going to come to me when it's supposed to come to me. And I'm supposed to experience life as it is until it does. And me trying to find that answer out is me not choosing me. It's me choosing not to live in this current moment and experience the things that I have planned out with my creator as a co-creator and getting to like live in this moment. It is me saying, I don't like this moment. I don't want to be in this moment. Forget this. I want to focus on that because that's more enjoyable. When in the reality, these moments that we are living in are the moments that will help us teach others
Yeah.
because those moments are the moments that they get to say, I've been where you are. I was in that mud
Mm.
pit. There should be a step a little bit to your right. If you go a little bit to your right, you should be able to step on a mountain of mud right there. And then that little step makes it so that you're close enough that I can reach your hand and pull you up. Right.
Mm.
And I realized this because Kelly, in a reading that she did yesterday, actually, I love her. Oh my God, I love her. Oh no, my headphones are dying. We may have to switch. We'll see. I've still got one. In a reading that she did yesterday, she talked about carrying those experiences with us because they help us teach others. And that's super impactful, I think.
Mm. Yeah, and I think
Lisa's thinking about that.
also yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I believe it. But I also think that there is sort of like a path for you. We started talking a little bit about the chakras. So if
Mhm.
you go and see what the different chakras is about, you actually might know a little bit about the road ahead. It won't like tell you specifically different things. Like it won't tell you what your soul purpose is, but it might tell you a little bit about what you have to work on and how far you've come. So that's also
Yeah,
interesting.
definitely. It's also really interesting because I noticed before I was fully ready to step into this divine feminine, I was doing a lot of work on like my sacral and solar plexus. Uh, so I kept going through a lot of trauma in both of those places with my chiropractor and working through that
Mm.
trauma because I was carrying it in those places. And eventually, as I progressed through them, then I was able to get back to my heart. But I had to deal with that trauma first because it was more pressing. It was trauma from, my marriage, and that had shaken and rocked my confidence and my sense of security and my grounding. And so I had to re-ground myself before I was ready to step into the divine feminine journey.
Hmm.
I knew I
And the
was a divine
shadow of
feminine before then.
Did you?
I did. Yeah.
When did you
But
learn?
that was because I had an amazing spiritual advisor.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
so back in October, November, I got a spiritual advisor through Ignited Path Coaching. Shout out to them. Give them a look if you don't know who they are. Colby and Mackenzie are incredible women, um, very, very spiritually talented. And I met them at a like vendor fair and told them my entire twin flame journey up to that point, just like word vomited. Um, and I was still going through it. We were still in communication then. We were still seeing each other then. We weren't in separation at that point. And at the end of October is when that ended, in the beginning of November. And I was like, I feel so lost, God. I feel so lost. And I felt like I was supposed to reach out to them. So I did. And we set up a call. And that's when things started coming out that I was a divine feminine. And then they confirmed it without me saying anything. And then their guides confirmed it when I did say something. And so it was just like everything was like, yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are. And then it was becoming the journey of like believing that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it
But I
was
mean, a lot of divine feminines figure out their divine feminisms without twin flame journey too.
correct.
Although both of us are examples that we figured it out through the twin flame journey.
Mhm.
And
How fun.
there are, yeah, how fun. But I mean, there are a lot of divine feminines who doesn't even get to meet their twin flame.
Mhm. It depends on the lifeline, the lifetime that you are in and what you have co-created with your creator, right? That it depends on, is it this lifetime? Is it another lifetime? Was it the last lifetime? Because what I believe anyway, and a lot of people support this, is that we complete multiple lifetimes in our human forms. I don't know
Okay.
if that's true or not, but it feels right to me. So,
I'm just gonna look a little bit through the chakras here because
so
okay, we have
go
the
ahead.
root one. Um, root, the shadow of the root, if you're not like healed in the chakra of the root, it's about fear, instability, not feeling safe in your body or in your world. So that is like the first chakra to think of. I'm looking at you
It's
because
your
I
ground.
want you to, it's your ground. So,
Yes, it is your ground. So if you think of it like, if you think of the chakras as a tree, it's the roots, right? That's why they say that. It is the base of the tree.
okay. And then you have the sacral. Did I say that right?
Sacral.
Sacral. Thank you. Where the shadow is shame, repression, disconnection from body or sexuality. This
Imagine your
reminds me
like
of
lower hips
Glasgow.
area.
Yeah, that was my problem for a very long time.
Mhm, mhm.
And then we have the solar plexus, which you were talking a little bit about. The shadows in that is people pleasing, lack of will, or domination through manipulation. We have talked a little bit about narcissism and focus a little
Mhm.
bit on that chakra. And then we have the heart. A shadow of that is heartbreak, grief, walls around the heart, where you might close in a little bit. And the throat, where the shadow is silence, depression, fear of judgment, not speaking your truth. And then you have the third eye. Shadow is illusion over fantasy, mistrust of intuition. And then you have the crown. I have heard a little in this chakra. I think I mentioned that to you. several times during the past few weeks. Let's see what the shadows are. Shadow, spiritual disconnection. Thank you very much, guys. Doubt, loss of faith. Yeah, makes sense. I'm working on
So
it.
it's really funny how our bodies will communicate with us. And I didn't realize this until I started the spiritual journey, how in tune with my body I actually was. Because I would be able to like clearly explain to like doctors and things like that what was going on with my body whenever something weird was going on. And they would look at me like, how did you really listen to your body? And I'm like, yeah, doesn't everybody? What? But there's a lot of people that don't. And so when you take the time to really like sit with your body and be like, what am I really feeling? You can start to identify that. And again, going back to Kelly, my girl Kelly, she talks sometimes during her readings when she's channeling another person, her solar plexus will go crazy. And she's like, I'm not hungry, I just ate. But that's a confidence thing, right? And it can be like that person is having issues with their confidence or whatever. Or maybe like I've done readings myself where I've been doing tarot cards and explaining, and all of a sudden I have to clear my throat because there's a blockage in that chakra. Your whole body will communicate with you what is going on. You just have to listen to it.
Mm-hmm. That is
So
really
getting back to the
interesting.
theme of choosing ourselves and focusing on that heart chakra, do you want to share anything about some of the verbiage that we talked about yesterday, or do you want to keep that to yourself? I'm putting her on the spot, guys.
Uh, Give me a minute, please. But I could say something else first. I said
Let's do it.
uh, I said earlier I had really, well, a lot of pain in like my hips
Mm-hmm.
and my lower back for, I think I had that since 2021 when I got my second kid after giving birth. And I have always said that that's because of her, because of my birth and gaining weight and everything. But then I started choosing me, and this is really interesting, back in February this year. And since then, I can't feel my hips. Like it's not hurting anymore. And I can also say that I've been on a weight journey, and I've also, oh, I
I'm still
lost you.
here. I'm
You're
still
still
here.
here. Good. I've been on a weight journey and I lost, I don't know if you Americans know this, but 20 kilos, which is a lot. Maybe you could convert that, Jess. I don't know.
I'll convert it in a second.
And yes, please do. Metrics. That's my system. I don't know anything else.
44 pounds.
Yes.
44.
Yes.
You're
I lost 44
protected.
pounds. Yes. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I lost 44 pounds in a year. And I'm working out regularly, which I haven't been doing either, but I started that in August. But I lost my hip pain in February, like almost instantly after choosing myself. So even the things you think, and I'm not saying, and Kelly says this, and I'm sure Jess will support this too, go to the doctor. That's not what we're saying. But could it be something to do with your chakras? Check it out. What does it mean? Does it mean anything to you? Might do.
Yeah, definitely. Still go to the doctor, but it's one of those things that like think about it. Like go to the doctor and be like, I wonder if I spent time working on these things. Do I have any of these things? I am covered in goosebumps right now. Like, I don't know if you can see that. I am covered. Um,
I
do I
love it.
have any of these things that are hurting inside of me that I could heal that would help,
Mhm.
right? Um,
Yeah, I can
so
continue though.
important.
I can
Yeah.
continue with yesterday because I had a very rough time yesterday and I messaged Jess
Okay.
and she said, I don't remember how we got into it, but I said something about my dreams. And she said, okay, can you please name me those dreams? And I said, like, well, I want to get married. I want to be chosen by someone. I want to, what else did I say? I don't even
Feel the
remember.
love that you give to other people.
Feel the love that I give to other people from someone else, and just put me on the spot. And I said, I'm a little frustrated right now, so I'm going to tell you to F off. But okay, go ahead and tell me. And you told me, could you please swap anyone else or from someone else to your name? And you were reading that to me because I just refused to do that yesterday. I was not at all in the right place to do it. I got her message. It was about my self-love. Thank you, babe.
And you knew that. You knew
I
that. You
knew
knew
that.
that.
I knew that. Yeah, I think I even said it before you said anything. You're gonna give me something about self-love now. I'm gonna hate you for it, but that's okay. Um, but you read that to me. You actually did the work for me before we started this. Um, and I'm very grateful for you. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you. And thank you for setting up a perfect example
That was all
because I
you,
am a little
okay.
bit further on this journey than you are. Um, I I am still on this journey. We are all on this journey, right? And we all go through different parts of it at different times. And I have been able to work on loving myself for about a year and a half now. It's been a really long time. It's been a really, really long journey. Um, it's been a year since I met my twin. And so I have gotten to choose myself over and over and over again. And I have had countless tests. You've seen some of my tests come up where I haven't chosen myself. And so I've practiced with that. And so it doesn't like happen overnight, right? And I've been doing it almost 2 years now, and I still slip up. Um, And the important thing that I want to focus on is because I have gotten to a point that I am doing it more consistently, I am able to say, I don't really care if you tell me to F off and you hate me and you don't really like anything I have to say because I know I'm supposed to say it because I feel it in my soul. And it's confirmation burp. And spirit has told me that I should tell you this. So I'm going to say it. And if you don't like me, well, then I'm not for you, I guess. That confidence and
You're for
like,
me. Just
I
not
know that
right
spirit.
then and there.
That confidence that like spirit has set me up, and I know that whoever is supposed to be in my life will be in my life, and if you're not supposed to be here anymore, you're not going to be here anymore no matter what I do. um I didn't care. I was like, I'm going to say this. I meant to say it, and if this is the thing that catastrophically fails us as a friend to each other, then thank you for coming along on the journey. And that's why I did it, because I've taken the time to listen
Beautiful.
to my body.
Yeah, and that is hard because you're so, I think in the society as well, you're just so used to having pain in some sort of way. It could be like you just overcome them, like take some sort of painkillers and get on with your life, or things are so stressful, you don't really get the chance to listen to your body. So
Yeah.
getting that time for you, whatever that means. I have a rock by the fjords in Norway that I go to, or I meditate. Um, I know that you have a lake, yes.
I
Or
do.
I mean, it could be anything, but just give yourself time to feel your own body because it will tell you what's right for you.
How many times have I said to you in the past week, don't try and fix the pain. Feel the
Oh
pain.
yeah.
Sit in the pain. And that, like, my entire life has been, no, we help people. We don't hurt. Like, we help people, we push through it. We don't feel anything like this. Pain is bad. Pain is suffering. We don't want to suffer. We want to be better, right? And can you hear me okay still?
Yes.
Okay. It is through that pain that we learn to love ourselves and to work through it. And that pain isn't bad, right? You think about weightlifting, and the first time you ever lift weights, your body hurts because you're breaking down those muscles so that they could be rebuilt. You think about dancers, and dancers literally break their toes and then they grow back stronger. You think about growing as kids and you go through growing pains because your bones are growing at such a rate that like your body can't keep up. Um, there are so many countless examples of where pain equals that growth. And I'm not saying to intentionally harm yourself, right? That, like, disclaimer, don't go do things that harm yourself. Don't hurt yourself physically. Don't go get drunk every week. Don't go every night. Don't go reach out to that person that you know is toxic and stay in that toxic relationship, right? Don't do those things, because those things we know don't cause us good, and they cause us harm. But embrace those things that are uncomfortable. Uncomfortable and pain, I think, get synonymously used, and they're not synonymous. Because something can be uncomfortable and we can think that it hurts, but it's actually us not fully understanding it, I think. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not entirely on the right path with that, because heartbreak, it doesn't feel good, right?
Nope.
But when we think of like those toxic relationships and we think about leaving them, I think that's an example of the relationship is painful because it's toxic. Leaving, I just got another burp. Leaving, though, is uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt to leave. It's uncomfortable because when we leave, we feel all of that buildup from the toxicity. And then we realize, oh, we had blinders on and we missed all of those toxic traits. And now we get to feel them all because we didn't feel them when we were living in limbo and when we were living in the moment. 222. It's 222 right now. Sorry. When we
Same
were
here.
living in the moment,
22, 22 here.
balance is important, guys. Balance is so important. Um, when we are living in that toxic relationship, we miss that it is hurting us. And so then we feel it after the fact. But the actual act of leaving and removing us from that situation is uncomfortable, not painful. That's my thought.
That's my thought too. And also it comes something uncomfortable comes from something else often. Like you talked a little bit about it, but I mean we are reflecting animals, if you want to say it like that. And we will think ahead, especially the divine feminines, I guess. And what I mean by that is you keep feeling fear if you leave something or break the pattern that you're in. It doesn't have to be a toxic relationship either. It could just be something that's stuck. Leaving it will create a lot of fear in us, and that is uncomfortable. Everything that, well, I keep coming back to that what I told you last time. I think about the green and red thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanna get those green thoughts back, and you get that by repeating your cycle. Because okay, if I stay here, it's really comfortable, but it's really not because there's a reason you are thinking about leaving it. And the fact is that when you leave it, you will have even better green thoughts and you will feel even better about it, and it will be okay. We are both examples of that. I left my ex in February, or we called it off, and we have been living in this limbo since February when we decided. And this has been on my mind since 2023. It's not like it's a new thing. It's not like one day I woke up and thought, maybe I'll leave him today.
today.
It doesn't work like that. But after 2 years, I figured, you know what? I have this life to work with. Let's do something for me. I choose me. I left him. But all these fears come up. Okay, financially, the
Oh
kids,
no,
what's going on?
my Wi-Fi. You're good. Keep going. Keep telling me about the kids.
Okay. And everything else that is stable. Where do I live? How do I even manage this? All of this fear comes in, and you keep doubting yourself unless you stay on track and actually go through. And it will work out. It always will, although it doesn't seem like it will in your mind. It didn't for me. I'll tell you, I said it so many times. I don't know if I'll ever find a place to live. I'm gonna have to rent like a one room, and I have to share the bedroom with my kids. And here I am. I bought an apartment. We got 3 bedrooms. Uh, yes, I'm moving in about a month, and I'm really grateful because it worked out, and I have my guys here to support me with that.
It's beautiful how it always does. And I think that like the part that I heard was you said you have to stay on this path. And I think the biggest piece of that is trusting that you are on the path. And when you get those thoughts that are like, I'm never going to find a place to live, when you get those red thoughts, those are actually how appropriately named. Those are red flags telling you you're
Yes,
not on your path anymore. You're not on your path. What are you doing? Get back on the path. What are you doing? This is dangerous. You're not on the path. You're heading directly into a mind that doesn't have any guardrails or anything. You're going to crash. What are you doing? And we're just like, oh, those were pretty flags. What were those?
yeah,
I like red. I'm not
but I
talking
feel
about
like
myself here.
okay. Yeah, and that's so true. And I also think that we talk a little bit about the eclipse coming, and that leads to a lot of new beginnings and endings. So I believe for a fact that if you're close to an eclipse when you see this, if you are working with your intuition, you will feel something around eclipses. Like, I don't even know what happened to my body today. I had literally no energy. I went from crying to laughing to laying on the couch thinking I got the flu or something. And the kids were like, "Are you okay, mom?" And I'm like, "Nope, I have a headache." And I didn't. I just literally didn't have any energy in me. So I couldn't say that to the kids. So,
It's
and
well,
here I
and
am
look at
now.
your
Look at me
placements.
now.
Look at your placements too, because I think it's very important. Again, I don't have a degree in astrology. But I have heard several people say, like, if you were born with a planet in retrograde, you may do better when that planet returns to retrograde, whereas many others who weren't born with a planet in retrograde struggle. So it can things can flop, right? I think I must have been born close to an eclipse or whatever, because this week, the beginning of the week was really terrible, but the end of the week, I feel very spiritually connected and very like going with the flow. And it was something that, like, I remember 2 days ago, I was just like, this is awful. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate this journey. And you were like, yeah, you said that like 2 days ago. So, and that's totally fine too. It is okay for you to be like, I don't want to do this. I didn't sign up for this. Forget you, spiritual Jess. Like, who talked to you about this? Because I didn't sign off on this. Like, when it's the other way around, we as humans, we get to help our spiritual self experience
Mhm.
this. And the spiritual selves are the ones that signed up for this journey. They signed up to work with us, right?
Yeah, they do.
I think it's kind of beautiful. Lisa's playing with cards. She's playing with tarot cards. What you doing? What you thinking?
Well, one card already fell out. And I found it very, can you see this?
Three of Pentacles,
Three of
reverse.
Pentacles reversed, which talk about people not being on the same page, so to speak. Um, Working at cross purposes, um, feeling unsupported, feeling alone, maybe
Do you think,
underappreciated.
do you think that we can experience Three of Pentacles with our higher selves? That we can experience
Hmm.
that disconnect, feeling like we are not connected, like we are not supported, like we are not like with our higher self.
Yeah. Well, if you would have seen me in the car yesterday, screaming out the Anastasia song. What is it called again? To be left outside alone. You know the song? Oh, I screamed at my guys yesterday. You have no idea. Um, Anyways, yeah, I think that for a fact. I think that sometimes, and I have yelled at them saying, I don't want to do this. I am so done. And just scratch the whole twin flame journey, scrap the whole divine feminine part. I am out. So yeah, could
So
obviously be about that.
I wonder, yeah, like if it's not, maybe it's not even just our higher selves. Maybe it's our source, our spirit, right? Our divine maker. And also
Mm,
our spirit guides. Maybe there are times that we feel disconnected and alone from all of those. And it's an encouragement to get back in realignment.
mm.
I was looking in my little
It's
book to see if there was anything else.
yeah. Remember, it was reversed. If it wasn't, it would have
Mhm.
been about teamwork and collaboration and the opposite meaning of it.
This card can also signify a lack of motivation or commitment in the asker's work. The reverse Three of Pentacles is a reminder to evaluate the situation from a higher perspective and look for the lesson. You're disconnected from your guides and you need to reconnect with them.
Thank you. Hmm. And while you read that, you just got the Queen of Wands from me, so thank you very much.
It's beautiful what happens when we just start listening. So tell me
Mm.
about one way that you are focusing on choosing yourself on this journey.
Workouts. That is my main go-to since I figured out, well, well, I started working out like truly in August 2024. Um, and I feel like that has opened so many doors for me. Um, it was after this I was called to get back my tarot cards. It was after this that I found my twin. Um, Funny enough, also because we talked about workouts and running. Um, so working out is actually something I have to do. I have been bad. I have not been good at doing my workouts the past 3 weeks. Yeah,
No,
I hear you. Okay. I haven't been
we're gonna
consistent.
we're no 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 no. We are gonna readjust this all together and reframe this right now. If you need a business coach, by the way, that works on mindset, hi, I'm your girl. You can visit my link that's in bio, and I would love to help you. Self plug. You have prioritized other areas of your life than working out because they have needed your attention more in the moment.
Yes. You are right. I have had some real struggles in my life, and I have down prioritized. Do you agree
And that's
now?
okay.
That's okay.
And that's
Uh,
okay.
but the point was that after this chaotic day, I went for a run on my treadmill over here, and I felt so much better. This is why I'm now sitting doing like I do and actually have energy because I need that way of getting it out somehow. The energy needs to flow through me, and this is when I think. This is when I reflect, and this is when I just put on some music and get my energy out. So workouts. Okay, what did you get here now? I can see it.
I was just playing with the cards and I looked down. um, before we abandon what you were saying, though, this is just too funny. So I have to share. Uh, what do I always say about tears and sweat?
Energy releasing.
It's
Okay.
just energy flowing through your body. Tears are just energy coming out of your body. Sweat is just energy coming out of your body. And what did you do when you ran?
Sweat a whole
You
lot,
moved,
I'll tell you.
you moved that energy. You didn't let it stay stuck.
Hmm.
There is beauty in the waiting, in the becoming, in the hard stretching seasons of growth. Oh, there is beauty
Oh, I love
in
that.
the waiting, in the becoming, in the hard stretching seasons of growth.
I love that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. That was gorgeous. And I just happened to pick up my cards because I know that we're nearing the end of our time. And I was like, just shuffling them, like, just like nothing exciting. And I just was setting it down and I was like, huh,
Interesting.
interesting.
But
So
for
can
the
I
sake
ask
of it,
you?
I have to ask
Oh, go
you
ahead.
something first because you haven't said what you are doing
Hmm.
to release energy.
Uh, Actually, well, I'm not going to say what I'm doing to release energy, but I am working out. I guess I'll say that. I lift weights. I shoot for 3 times a week. This week, I am only lifting twice because I did a bunch of yard work yesterday and I'm doing a bunch of house stuff today. But the one thing that I'm doing to show myself love and choose myself is actually I am coloring, I guess is the best way to explain it. I used to, in high school, I would like trace shapes, not even trace, I would just draw shapes on a notepad or whatever. And then I would sit down and color it all over the place. And I recently got back into that and it's been really cathartic for me. It's been really healing for me.
I have to show you. I
I
have
have
my
a,
coloring book here.
oh,
Ooh,
yay.
you don't see it
Pretty.
properly. Right? And
That
my
is
kids are
so
sitting here
pretty.
too. Yeah, I love it. It's like a coloring book, and this is another one that I've done.
I love it. I love it. I also do like diamond painting. So the little gemstones or whatever, where you place them on certain numbers.
Oh, I
Um,
love that. Oh,
hmm
only tried
hmm
it with the kids, but my kids doesn't have the patience for it, so I end up taking.
Yep. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. So can I ask you a kind of challenging question?
Okay.
So your reason for working out, uh, in the beginning, was it to lose weight?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that it still is?
Yes and no. It's that, but
Okay.
it's more. Because I feel like when I don't do it for a while, my body reacts um, in a way I don't like. It's like it's it's about listening to your body again, you know, that when you started doing it and you're feeling good about it and you feel it helping you in the everyday, it's not even about like pain, but it's about energy and about my mood. I have lesser mood swings. I think clearer. I just feel better when I do it. And that's very interesting for me to say for someone who has like 34 years of experiencing hating the gym, hating workouts. I I think Kelly talked about this too, but if you see someone running in the rain, I would go like, you stop that.
It's not that
That's really,
serious.
it's not that serious. Come on. And to some degree, I can still do that to some sports that I see. We have like a lot of, well, you know, I live in Norway and we have like roller skis. I don't know if you have that in America.
Maybe.
Okay, so it looks like skis, like long skis, but there are small wheels under them, which people that likes to ski use during the summer when it's not winter. And I find it hilarious. So every
We
time I
have
see
roller
someone,
blades.
yeah, well, it's almost the same. It's just with skis.
Just a ski.
Um, yeah. And you use, well, it when you do it, it's like being on skis. Apparently, I've never tried it and I never will because I don't like skis, even though I'm from Norway. But but every
Come
time I
snowboard
see
with me.
that, oh, I'm not sure you want to do that. I did that once, and I ended up not in a good place. Let's just say it like that. Story for another time. But yeah, downhill I could go skiing. That's not a problem. Or I have snow blades. I love the snow blades. I know that was a thing for like 20 years ago or something, but I'm still on that.
I love that. I love
This
that. So the
is
reason,
like cross country skiing. This is like for
yeah,
cross country skiing. Hmm.
yeah. The reason that I ask is so many of us, there are several of us out there that get into health and fitness and wellness because we want to change our bodies because we're not happy with how we feel. But there are many, many, many of us that fall prey to how others perceive us. And so what I was trying to get to, and you didn't fall into that trap, good job, was are you doing this because you want to look a certain way because you've been taught that that's how you should look, right? Because we're all beautiful in every way, shape, and form. And the reason that I lift weights is because I want to be able to pick up my kids who are 50 and 40 pounds, however many kilos that is, sorry, approximately 20.
Actually,
I want to
yes.
be able to pick them up and like throw them over my shoulder, right? And I want to be able to, if I have to move furniture, be able to help. And if I get handed a box and somebody looks at me and says, "You've got it, you've got it," I want to be like, "Yeah, I've got it. I'm strong," right? Because it feels good. It feels good to be able to count on myself and to know that I can take care of myself. And if I want help, I can go find it, right? I have
Mm.
the option. There's a little
Yes,
bit
and
there though. I don't know if you caught that. There's a little bit of hyper independence there that I'm still working on healing myself though. I don't know if you caught that.
Well, you're aware, and that is like the first step of everything you want to heal, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. I've always been overweight. Like since I was very young, I was overweight. And it's always been like a very huge deal for me. And in my 20s, I learned that I am me. And if you're not gonna accept me for me, then you are not supposed to be in my life. And I have worked really hard not to fall into that trap, even long before even realizing, I was a divine feminine or anything. This is just deep into my core, something I carved into my core, I think, because I couldn't live every day going thinking that I wasn't good enough because of my body. That being said, I did go to the gym for a reason. It was because of weight, but it was also because I had that terrible pain in my lower back, and I wanted to do something about how I walked, um, gaining strength in my back. That was the first thing I asked my personal trainer. Give me something to help my back. And I also wanted to just come back to routines, I think, something healthy. But a lot of it was weight, and I started weighing myself from day one, and I'm weighing myself way too often, not gonna lie. Um, and that is part of my healing, trying to running is also part of my healing actually, because I am when you run on your treadmill, you get all types of statistics, and I want to beat it every time, and that doesn't work. And that was something my twin has helped me a little bit with, actually, trying to make me realize that it's not about going faster, it's about what you do and how you do it, and just enjoying the moment and being happy about your legs moving, that you could do this. That's from him.
I don't know if you saw the download that I got while you were talking. I went because I realized I was thinking about your hip pain and I kept like hearing hip pain, hip pain, hip pain. And I was brought back to, oh, sacral chakra. And I think I've told you, my twin and I share hip pain. And I know when he is dealing with his hip pain because I'm dealing with it. And it's very specific. And it is unlike any other hip pain that I ever have had. Like I've had sore muscles, I've had whatever. Um, and so it's just interesting. I wonder if there is something there that I didn't think about before.
That is interesting. I
Who
haven't
knows?
thought about that either. Hmm. I have to look
Who
that up a little
knows? Who
bit more
knows? We will
into
see.
it.
I need to look into the sacral chakra a little bit more. Okay,
Hmm.
so I think we've gapped for long enough. I have no idea how long this has been because I started my AI recording before you joined. So, final thoughts.
Final thoughts is that I wish for all our viewers a safe eclipse. Stay grounded and remember that you are on the right path, even when fear comes. Believe in yourself. Hmm.
You cannot mess up. That's not the way I like to say it. I like to say you cannot F up what is meant for you, and you cannot make what is meant for you not.
Hmm.
You can't.
Exactly.
You cannot. I am going to get one more affirmation card. Maybe. Maybe. There's like sticky all of a sudden. I didn't come this far to allow doubt to win over. I didn't
Mhm.
come this far to allow doubt to win over.
I love those. I love your affirmation cards. They're always spot on.
Amazon. I got them on Amazon. And I have to say, this is 100%, this is all spirit because there are many different cards in this deck. There are many, many different cards in this deck. So that was all spirit. So with that, thank you guys for tuning in this week. We appreciate you. We do have exciting things in the works. Stay with us. We are both on our own journey ourselves. So show us grace as we show ourselves grace. And remember that you are incredibly loved. You can do big, hard, scary things because you are big, strong, and brave. And stay wild. We'll talk to you soon. We love you. Bye.
Bye.